Hi, my name is Sue, and I live in Ontario, Canada. I'd like to share my story of working with Tina with you. My son was diagnosed with Asperger's when he was around 5 years old. It was such a difficult time. As a parent, I'm sure you can appreciate the difficulties involved for both parents and their children. I discovered a parent intervention and worked with my son for several years. We thought we had things pretty much under control. My son was very smart, very social, and had a great sense of humor. However, teens with ASD are more susceptible to mood disorders than their typically developing peers. I had always had this in the back of my mind. When he was 15, he went into a very serious depression and became suicidal. Every parent's worst nightmare. He was in and out of the hospital and saw numerous doctors over the following 2 years. He had a great counselor who helped him work through a number of things. And at this point, despite the fact that he wasn't in a depression anymore, he was still quite lifeless and spent most of his time by himself. He didn't want to open up to us or be involved with us, and we were terrified that he was going to slip backwards again. When I heard that Tina was having great success working with kids on the spectrum, I jumped on the opportunity to work with her. After our intake, Tina began by doing a few sessions with me, which was really interesting. I felt myself soften after a few sessions, and they were nothing short of amazing. I felt different, there's no question. And then she went to work with my son. All of the sessions she did with him were done over a period of 2 weeks, and were all done from a distance, which I thought was amazing. So at the start of the third week, we began to see definitive change in his mood. It was incredible. My husband and I would look at each other and just smile in amazement. We saw his sense of humor come back, and I remember seeing him laugh for the first time in probably 4 or 5 years. I mean, it was really something. He started seeing his friends again, and he actually went on a bus trip to see a friend in Ottawa, which he'd never done before. He started interacting with his sister again, and most of all, he wanted to do things with us as a family, which was miraculous to us. He was so much more animated and lighter, and that was a year ago, and he continues to do well. He has ups and downs like anyone else does, but he's continued to see his friends, and he actually got his first job a few months ago. He's really turned a corner. He's thinking about what he's going to do in college or university, so it's really cool. And it still amazes me that Tina never actually met my son, and that all of this was done from a distance. So we are very grateful for what Tina has done for my son and for us as a family. I would highly recommend working with Tina. She definitely understands what it's like to be the parent of a child or adult child on the spectrum, and she's very dedicated and very compassionate. So thank you so much, Tina, for everything you've done for us.